doubts that people have, the concerns that people have are legitimate because we are so conditioned. But I think that what's different here is instead of just affirmations or thinking positive, which are great, you can think positive all day long, but if you're running east looking for a sunset, you've got a problem.
Running east looking for a sunset. You know, Tony said that once and it stuck with me. Not at the AI Advantage Summit over this past weekend, but back in the 90s when his personal power infomercials blared through my TV. I was 10. And this guy there explaining to me that I could claim my own personal power, to me, it meant freedom to do whatever I wanted. But it was more than that. I didn't know how to explain it. I remember once telling my mom that we could get the set it and forget it machine, and that would make it so much easier for us to spend time together.
Isn't that great? You know who we're talking about? Ron Paul Peel, of course.
She sat me down and she explained that Ron Popeil sold dreams. That he was what was called a snake oil salesman. The world got a lot more complicated. Now people were lying to me.
But I'm not done yet. Call right now and I'll triple the offer.
The legendary Ginsu knife.
I was lost. All I knew is that I was trying to solve a problem. Nobody was ever home with me. Somebody would come flying through the door at 7 p.m. with some McDonald's, and by 9, I'd be in bed. Frankly, it was quite lonely. In my 20s, that same infomercial, same exact one, would infuriate me. 25 years old, working 60 hours a week, juggling relationships and restaurant responsibilities. And then Tony Robbins, rich guy from 10, 15 years ago, would tell me about how easy it would be for me to make my life like his. It was absurd. The concept of a snake oil salesman became very apparent at that moment. He'd say it's easy. Easy, right? But it never ends up being easy. So then, 10, 15 years later, Tony shows up on my LinkedIn profile selling the AI Advantage Summit. He explains to me that if I can just get better at AI, that he can give me back 15 hours of time. My time is my currency, and frankly, he was speaking my language. So I decided to do something. I decided to give Tony Robbins $1. Sure, $1's not a lot. It goes to feed hungry children.
Tony Robbins hungry.
But all you have to give is 70 cents a day, and the time it takes to make one free phone call.
I mean, that's good, right? It's going to feed hungry kids, so that's something. I mean, I'd prefer it go to dogs.
In the arms of the angel.
But that's not really the point, is it? The point is, I decided to take action, to do something, to take that step that I haven't taken in the past. The point is to try something new. I had never given Tony Robbins a single dime of my money. Now, I recognize what Tony Robbins brings to the table. Do I know whether he's a snake oil salesman? No. And frankly, I think that's what makes this so interesting. In my life, I've been a banker, a recruiter, a restaurant manager. Hell, at one point, I spent 5 years commentating for a pro wrestling organization out of New England. I've had my ass kicked by guys like Ivar and Tommaso Ciampa from the WWE. Hell, at one point, even AEW champion Mercedes Moné kicked me in the head a few times. So maybe that's why we're here. Maybe we're here because I've been kicked in the head so many times, giving Tony Robbins $1 seemed like a good idea. Or maybe we're here because often life puts you at a crossroad. I'd like to think of this as a 45-year-old man traveling to another dimension.
There is a fifth dimension.
Nope, wrong dimension. In time. a fourth dimension, if you will. A dimension of not only success and wealth, but joy and play. Your next stop is 40 in 4D presents As Seen on the Internet.
What the fuck is the internet?
What I really think is most important is people have to get clear on exactly what it is that they want. And most people have never been guided to do that.
And Tony, that's one place we agree 100%. Most people have never been guided how to understand what to do to meet their own potential. In fact, most people have never understood or even gotten to the point where they know what meeting their own potential actually means. But here's the thing. Without a plan, action is pretty much useless, and so is hope. So what we're going to do with the AI Advantage Summit Day 1, 2, and 3 is we're going to break these days down step by step. I'm going to show you what they're teaching. I'm going to break down what they're promising, and I'm going to actually show you what they're delivering, if anything. If it's 30% tools and 70% dreams, I'll tell you that. If it's real, actionable, and doable, and I'm just not capable, I'll tell you that too. We will do it together. We'll break it down together, and we'll go through the good, the bad, and the ugly of AI Advantage Summit. Maybe from there on, we'll move on to the good, the bad, and the ugly of the internet. I feel like this is a mission. I'm George Luce. I'm the Purple Squirrel Hunter. This is the $1 Tony test. And now you're watching As Seen on the Internet.
I thought you could do anything with a camera that the eye could do or the imagination could do. And if you come up from the bottom in the film business, you're taught all the things that the cameraman doesn't want to attempt for fear he will be criticized for having failed.
Yes.
And in this case, I had a cameraman who didn't care if he was criticized if he failed, and I didn't know that there were things you couldn't do. So anything I could think up in my dreams, I attempted to photograph.
We now conclude our scheduled broadcasts for today.